pleasant good evening, my fellow radio amateurs, and welcome to this edition of the RocCityNet for Sunday, March 19th, 2017. It's 19:30 hours, and we welcome you to the RocCityNet. My name is Tim, Tango India Mike, short for Timothy, WB2KAO, Whiskey Bravo 2 Kilo Alpha Oscar, WB2KAO, in Greece, and I'll be the net control for this evening. I very much looking forward to the experience, and look forward to being with you this evening. The purpose of the net is to build camaraderie and friendship between radio amateurs. We certainly welcome items for sale or wants to buy. Please keep them to amateur-related items only. We also enjoy hearing about meetings upcoming for radio clubs and other amateur radio related announcements. I'm going to take mobiles and portables first, and I'm also going to ask for comments from them before we open it up to general check-ins. Oftentimes, mobiles might have time constraints. Signals might possibly be marginal from portable stations. So, stations mobile or portable for the RocCityNet, WB2KAO.
WB2KAO. This is KE2SI Mobile, Paul, and I'm in Canadice, New York. And you're right, Tim, I will be keeping it short, so I'm just in it for the numbers tonight. Over to you.
Okay, Paul, I got the suffix of your call, Sierra India. I did not get the prefix, I don't think. Say again, please.
Yeah, the call's Kilo Echo 2, Sugar India.
Roger, very good, Paul. KE2SI, very good. And KE2SI is in and out, and nice to meet you, Paul. Do we have any further portables or mobiles at this time?
WB2KAO. This is KC2GTO, Paul, Mobile in East Rochester.
KC2GTO, Paul is Mobile in East Rochester. Any further portables or mobiles, please? KC2GTO, Paul, let's get some comments from you, and then we'll open it up for general check-ins. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Good to hear you in there, and glad to have you aboard as net control. I'm sure you'll do a fine job. I do listen to your repeater, and I enjoy having that in the background very much. I always get the baseball updates during the summer, so I enjoy that. Just wrapping up over at my brother's place in East Rochester, heading home, and that's all I got tonight, sir, so I will give it back to net control, KC2GTO clear.
WB2KAO. Yeah, we certainly do a lot of laughing over on 8.5. Good medicine, and I don't think I've ever heard you check in there. So pick up the mic and check in with us and say hi anytime. Alrighty, very good. Have a good evening, sir. And we open it up now for all check-ins, general check-ins. WB2KAO. Go ahead.
WB2KAO. W2JTF. And Steve in Greece.
WB2KAO. Kilo Alpha 2 India Sierra Mike, Larry in Pittsburgh.
WB2KAO. W2GT Doug in Union Springs.
WB2KAO. This is N2JOR, Dave in Middlesex. Checking in for the numbers. I'll be in and out. 73. This is Kilo 2 Zulu X-Ray, Joe in North Greece. Good evening, Tim. Good to see you here, buddy.
W2BKO. KC2ERF, Nelson, Ogden. Good evening, Tim.
WB2KO.
KG2 DWS, Dennis Webster.
WB2KAO. Kilo Delta 2 Charlie Tango Zulu, Don in Webster.
WB2KO. N2WES, Wesley and Williamson.
W2KAO. November 2 Golf Lima Sierra, Gary and Henrietta. WB2KAO. Copy Whiskey 2 Tango Lima Mike, Tom and Macedon.
Okay, this is WB2KAO. There was a lot of doubling, and I'll read what I got, and we'll pick up what I didn't get. W2JTF. KA2ISM. W2GT. N2JOR. In and out for the numbers. Take care. Have a good evening, sir. K2ZX. KC2ERF. KG2DWS. And N2WES. W2GLS. Wait a minute, Gary. I am sorry. That N2GLS, excuse me. And W2TLM, Tango Lima Mike. Okay. Now I missed some, and let's fill those in.
WB2KAO. KD2DK, Bob and Leroy.
WB2KAO. This is WB2UAQ, Pete Parrington. WB2KAO. This is Brian in this is KA2CGB, Brian in Fairport.
Okay, and the net would like to acknowledge KD2DK, WB2UAQ, and KA2CGB. Alrighty, I think that's pretty good start here. So let's go up to the top here. And say good evening to Jeff, W2JTF. Jeff, good evening to you. Wasn't hearing you real well. The tower's in the way between Caledonia and the site there the other day. Hope you had a lot of nice fun with your sled. Over.
Hey, good evening, Tim. And nice to hear you in here as the net controller. Welcome to the club. I guess we're a club of many, and that was a lot of fun the other day. It was cool to be able to talk to you out there in the middle of nowhere, and it was actually a really nice day, but as time went on, it got so warm that the snow was melting quick, and things just started to turn into mud, so we had to give it up a little after lunchtime, but it was nice. I got about 75 miles in, and had a good day for it, so really enjoyed it. So welcome as a net controller, and Timmy, I'll turn it back to you, and we'll talk to you later. W2JTF.
WR2AHL repeater.
WB2KAO, very good, Jeff. Well, give me a shout in the morning. I'll be around. Cheryl's got to be over to Katie's by 5:30, so we'll be up at dark 30 around here for sure. So I'll be around. Look for you in the morning. KA2ISM. Good evening, sir.
WB2KAO from KA2ISM. Evening, Tim. Welcome everyone on the net. Not too much to report here. I took a break this weekend from all the things I've been doing for work, and I had an errand to do in Canandaigua, so I figured I wouldn't kill two birds with one stone. Went to do that first, but by the time I got to Gunnett Hill, it was snowing real heavily, and I couldn't make it up the hill. Tried twice and figured I'd better quit before I put in the ditch. So I didn't get to see everybody this weekend, but would have liked to. Hopefully next time around when we get together. Otherwise, just doing a little DXing here between errands around the house this afternoon, listening to some DX. So that's about it from here. Others are waiting. I'll turn it back to the net. KA2ISM, clear.
Yeah, very nice. And well, you made a valiant attempt. We're going to get a little report on that. Get together right now here and see how that went. And good evening, Doug. I kind of hunkered down this weekend. Listened to the 60 satellite survey on the 60s on 6 yesterday afternoon. I really enjoyed doing that. It was March of 1963, and my wife is feeling a lot better. Thank goodness. W2GT, how are you, sir?
March of 1963. It'd be interesting. Sounds like Elvis and the Beatles and I don't know what else. Beatles? Maybe. Hello, Tim. Everybody on the net doing a great job. Sounds good. Glad you're in there. Yeah, we had a very good day up there on the hill. Like Larry said, at midday it started snowing and snowing hard enough so that the road got a little slickery getting up there, and but we hung up a 40-meter dipole, played quite a little on 40. The beautiful little lodge there, but the acoustics in there, it was not great. When it got noisy, we had to kind of give up on operations, but we had a lot of fun anyways. I think about 17. Had about 17 guys there from going from our memory and putting a list together. So we'll be doing it again, probably a couple of months at this point. Get through the spring yard work season, we'll be doing it again, I'm sure. But had a lot of fun. Other than that, that's been my radio activity for the weekend, pretty much. Thanks for doing it again, Tim. We'll look forward to hearing you. K2ISM, K2ISM. I had Larry in the head. WB2KAO, W2GT. We'll back to net control.
WB2KAO, real good, Doug. Excellent. Well, it sounds like everybody had a great time there. Excellent. Nice camaraderie for sure. N2JOR, you said you were in and out for the numbers. Sir, did you have anything here for the net? Over.
Nothing special. Congratulations on taking control of the net. Down here in Middlesex, just trying to get over the weather, what have you. Just calling in for the numbers mainly. Best wishes to all. In and out. This is N2JOR, back to net control.
Yeah, real good. Good evening to you. Well, you probably know Dean, W2WDS. I know he worked for the village or the town of Middlesex for years in the highway department there. Haven't talked with Dean in a while. Very good. Very good. Good to hear you. K2ZX, Joe, good evening to you. I hear Bobby, GHF, was telling me you're looking at Mel's for the next breakfast, and I wonder if that's true, if you'd be able to pick me up. Over.
Tim, good evening. WB2KAO and the RocCityNet K2ZX. Yeah, not a problem at all, and that's where we're going, so I was going to mention that, but I can come and get you without a problem there, Tim. Next RocCityNet breakfast will be at Mel's Diner here out in Greece, out on Mount Reed and was it Maiden Lane, I think? I get that one mixed up there, right by Tops and Wegmans there, in front of Aldi's over there on the corner. So that's where the next breakfast will be. Everyone's welcome to come. Won't have to drive that far this time around, which is kind of nice. Haven't been doing much, been playing with. I got a new rig in the shack. I got an FT 8900R, quad bander, pretty cool little radio. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. And I got that all set up in there. And Timmy, I got your repeater in there as well on there, so I can monitor this repeater and yours at the same time when I'm in the other shack there. So that's good. Ordered an Arrow quarter ground wave vertical, or ground plane vertical ground wave. Wow, ground plane vertical. That should be coming here probably in a week or so, I guess, or a few days, and we'll get that up and running. I got a feed line out there all ready to go, and got my antenna switch all ready to go and stuff. So that's all I've been doing here, watching a little bit of the March Madness here. A couple upsets, I always like watching that, and just kind of hanging out. And got a little issue with the house here with little spots coming through the roof. We're going to fix that all up. We know what that's all about, and that's why I couldn't make it up to the gathering on the hill there. But sorry, I missed it. I would have liked to have seen that. But don't forget our Facebook page, guys. The RocCityNet Facebook page. That's doing good. A lot of good information there. And I think that's about it, and I will turn it back to Net Control. Thanks for doing it, Timmy. You're doing a great job. WB2KAO and the RocCityNet K2ZX.
WB2KAO, real good, Joe. And if you haven't contacted Mel's, by the way, it is Mount Reed and Maiden Lane. Mount Reed and Maiden Lane on the northwest corner. Their phone number is 663-6357, 663-6357, and talk with Tula, and she'll be able to set you right up with the numbers there, and so there you go. And our group will be there tomorrow at 9 o'clock. By the way, anybody wants to join us, the more the merrier. And we'll be at Mel's Diner at 9 o'clock tomorrow for breakfast. Bunch of Romeos, retired old men eating out. KC2ERF, how's that FT 8800 working there, Nels? Good evening.
Good evening, Tim, and to the net. Trust and hope everybody's doing well. Love it, Tim. Thank you so much, and thanks to Mr. Rich there. Learning something new about it every day. Got the programming going, got everything. I do monitor I'm able to monitor your repeater there on 444850, and I'm not able to transmit because I don't have an antenna there. I don't want to take a chance on it, but soon I should have one once the weather breaks. I already have Prospect, and can't wait until I get that up there and start getting the antenna work and the cleanup and everything. We survived the windstorm, but nevertheless, there's still a mess out there that needs to be cleaned up. And thank God the snow survived that too, Timmy. The antenna survived it, so the rest is history. It's just a matter of now waiting for the sun to shine and the fun things that we do with our hobby to get it going over here. But Jeanette, my fiance, says hi to everyone out there in the net too. Thank you so much, Tim. Take care, and God bless. This is KC2ERF.
WR2AHL repeater.
Yeah, very good, Nelson. Good evening to your fiance, and health and happiness to your family there. Have a good week there. I'm glad that rig's working out well, and yeah, getting an antenna going. A dual band antenna going, and we'll hear you up on 44485. Very, very good. Thank you very much for checking in. KG2DWS. You said you were playing in the Virginia QSO party yesterday. Dennis, good evening to you.
Good evening, Tim and the group. Yeah, I gave my FT817 a workout this weekend. I played 2RP in the Virginia QSO party yesterday and a little bit today. Today, conditions were terrible. Although I did manage to get a total of 26 contacts and QSOs with Virginia, so I'm quite pleased with the 817 and the mag loop working together. Back to you, Tim.
Very good. Very, very good, Dennis. Well, that's great. That's great. If you had fun, then you won. That's my motto. Here's another man here that knows how challenging QRP can be at times and enjoys his 817 also. KD2CTZ. Hello, Don.
Yes, sir. KD2CTZ here. Good evening, Tim and everyone else on the net. Yeah, I'm on the 817 right now, so yeah, QRP can be definitely fun. I was going to actually try and hit the Louisiana QSO party. That was also this weekend. But it seems that the airwaves were swamped with the European contest, so I got a few cues there, and no one from Louisiana. That's about all I did this weekend, so back to you.
Yeah, real fine, Don. Yeah, good to hear you. And I don't know if we'll see you at the RDXA meeting. By the way, the RDXA, Rochester DX Association meeting is this coming Tuesday at 7:30 at the Emergency Operations Center, Monroe County Emergency Operations Center, 1190 Scottsville Road, on the second floor. And a wonderful bunch, definitely the creme de la creme of talented DXers and contesters. A lot of fun, great group, and 7:30 this coming Tuesday. And to WES, Wesley, good evening to you. And what do you think? You going to get shortchanged on your spring break there because of the snow days?
Hi, everyone on the net and to me. I'm homeschooled, so I sort of have a snow day every day. Other than that, it was fun because I got to plow all day. Although, if you plow for 14 hours straight, it's not fun. But I haven't been doing anything much lately. Although today I did a lock-in at the local school where we were there from 9. I think it was from 6:30 p.m. to 9 a.m. And I stayed up till like 4:10 this morning. It was funny. And I got a new radio. I got an ID51, and I'm really liking that. Other than that, not much is happening, so I guess I'll pass it back to you, Timmy. WB2KAOs, N2WES, 73s.
WB2KAO, very fine, Wes, and a very good evening to you there, and congratulations on the new radio. Both the ID51 and 5100, very nice sounding radios. And I know your dad's been delving into D-Star, and sounds like you will be as well. And we'll say good evening to Mike also. Have a good week. And to GLS, how you doing, Gare? Still working the B shift there, brother?
Hi, Tim. Rest of the net, N2 GLS. Good to hear you in there, Tim. Oh yeah, still doing that shift stuff. Less than a year till retirement, so I can last that much longer. Not much going on here later on. Watching a little basketball today. Was going to stop up to the hill yesterday, but ended up spending the whole day at RIT for the robotics competition. Had a blast. That was my first time going to one of those, and it was real interesting. Had a real good time. Long day, but had a great time. Other than that, not much going on here. Great to hear you in there, Tim. N2 GLS, back to the net.
WB2KAO. That robotics competition is really something. My nephew from Messina, New York, was in that. He was on a team that came down here. We went and watched that, and it's really something. That's for sure. Have a good week there, Gare. W2TLM. Tommy, the Rytron crapped out, and it's crapped out for the last time. I'm not going to fix it anymore. We have now .4 and 444.85 are the same radios. We got an Alpha radio up there. Jimmy, W2RFM, put together and put it on frequency, and it's working great. Little notch duplexer. It's amazing that it's so bulletproof at my site, and working good. We've got some other plans in the works, but that system will be up there for a while. W2TLM, how's it going, Tom?
Hey, good evening, Tim. Good evening, everybody on the net. Sorry to hear your radio went down, but hey, you got a good replacement for it. So, like you said, those Alpha radios don't seem to quit. So, and it's a nice big box too. Sinks away the heat real nice. So you should be in good shape for a while. I'll have to jump on your repeater, hear what it sounds like, give you a signal report sometime. So I was also at the first robotics competition yesterday. I'm there with a team 1511 from Penfield, and actually we won the Chairman's Award for that event. So that means we're going to championships in St. Louis again. We haven't missed a year going to the World Championships. So we did pretty well. My daughter was actually a presenter for that award, so very proud. And our team made it into the semifinals. So it was a great weekend all around. I was there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at least most of the time. And then we helped tear down the field and did a bunch of volunteer work as well. So no radio work, and I know a couple other hams that were there as well. So but it's great. It's great to see the kids there. It's so active and talented. Man, smart kids at that age. So with that, I'll turn it back over to the net. W2TLM.
WB2KAO. Well, congratulations, Tom, to that team there. That sounds great. Excellent. Sounds like it was a wonderful experience. Good to hear. KD2DK. Hello, Bob. Go ahead.
WB2KAO in the RocCityNet. KD2DK. Bob and Leroy. Good evening, everyone. Yep. Nice time up at the hill Saturday. Something there for everybody. The tech corner, the social, the radio operations, stringing the antenna. Nice time. Nice to see everybody. And really not too much going on here today. Just kind of kick back and relax. That's about it. So back to net. KD2DK.
WB2KAO. Well, that's what Sunday nights are for, Bob. I think you're doing just the right thing. My wife feeling a lot better. She made nice dinner, nice chicken and potatoes and green beans, and oh man, it was real good. I've been having to order out here some this past week here. It's good to see her back on her feet. That is for sure. Thank you very much for checking in, Bob. Catch you during the week, I'm sure. Let's see here. WB2UAQ. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening. This is WB2UAQ. Good evening, Tim and rest of the group. I was at Gannett Hill as well. Really had a great time. Try to chat with everybody. Seems pretty tough to do that at times. And I think when I went up the hill, there was no snow on the road surface yet, but on the way in and during the time there, it snowed, I guess. But by the time we left, it wasn't too bad. I guess that's about it. Just wanted to, pass along that I had a great time, and thanks to Doug, W2GT, for organizing it again. Thanks to Larry for his chili, and I don't remember if someone else brought another crock pot up, and I had Larry's chili, so I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot who else that was. Back to you, Tim, WBTUAQ.
WB2KAO. Well, Pete, that's what ham stands for, doesn't it? Having another meal. That's what my they all kid me about that. My dad always wondered if I eat to live or live to eat. I always told him it was some of both. But that's what ham stands for, having another meal. Amen. KA2CGB, Brian, good evening, sir. KA2CGB, go ahead, Brian. We'll come back to him here. Well, I'm at the bottom of the list, and let's take some more check-ins. WB2KAO with the Rock City Net.
WB2KAO and 2YFA.
Recheck.
Okay, and 2YFA, good evening, Rich. Just a moment, Rich, and who is the recheck?
82DK, question for Joe. That would be the first Saturday of the month, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Bob, it's April Fool's Day. April 1st is the first Saturday, so there you go. But, yeah, that's the date I seen on the calendar here, so let me know if I got it wrong, but it should be right. K2ZX.
All right, very good. Hopefully you're not pulling our legs. K2DK back to net.
Yeah, very good. And Joe, did you copy Mel's phone number and the fact and that you want to talk with Tula?
Yeah, I'll give them. I haven't called them yet, but I will call Tula. That's funny because that's the girl's name that was in my my fat Greek wedding there. Tula. I never knew that was her. I guess that's a popular Greek name, but as soon as I heard Tula, that reminds me of the movie there. But that's funny. I'll give her a call for sure, Tim. Thank you very much. Back to net control, K2ZX.
Good enough, and very good. And I acknowledge Rich and 2YFA. And do we have any other check-ins?
Recheck.
Recheck, go ahead.
WB2KAO and 2GLS again. Another quick one for Joe. I haven't seen much on Facebook. Any word on the shirts lately? Back to you.
Yeah, Gary, they're coming. Just as soon as I find out, they're ordered and being made. So I will be posting that up there as soon as they're in. I'm working with Doug W2GT, and we're on top of it. So as soon as they're all made up and we're in possession, we will get a hold of everybody, as well as I'll post on the net there. So won't be too much longer, I don't think, Gary.
WB2KAO, KD2IVQ, no traffic.
WB2KAO. Hold it right there. The first station that checked in, KD2. Give me the rest of your call in phonetics, please.
This is KD2IVQ. It's Kilo Delta 2, India, Victor, Quebec.
Got it. KD2IVQ, I got it. Thank you very much. Now, the station that was about to check in, go ahead.
KAO. This is Kilo Delta 2, Delta Kilo Bravo, Rochester, New York.
Okay, KD2DKB, good evening, Mitch. All right, I'm going to bring in my Rich here, N2YFA. Good evening.
Good evening, Tim, and everybody on the net. This is Rich up in Greece, New York. Haven't got much going on here tonight. It's been a good weekend, another day in paradise, and that's about it from my neck of the woods. Looks like we will be joining the old timers breakfast tomorrow, Mr. Tim. And boy, that sounds awful tempting on Saturday. Would like to meet some of these young fine gentlemen on this 11 here. But my commitments, sometimes I can't do it. Alrighty, that's about all I got here. This is N2YFA Rich in Greece, New York. Back to net control. Everybody have a great week. 7-3s.
WB2KAO, very good, Rich. Yeah, that was this past Saturday. This was yesterday. They had a get-together at one of the lodges up on Gannett Hill, down in the Bristol area there, down near Ontario County Park, and so very, very fine. Thanks for checking in with me. Appreciate it. KD2IVQ, good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, this is KD2IVQ from Gates, New York. I do have one question for the net controller, or whoever else got it. Explain to me Old Timers Breakfast. Is there a net for that? Over.
Yeah. No, we have a group of folks that get together on Mondays. On the first and third Mondays, we get together at Mel's Diner, where the RocCityNet breakfast is going to be on April 1st, Mount Rita, Maiden Lane. We'll be there tomorrow. It's the third Monday at 9 o'clock. On the second and fourth Mondays, we go to Rocky's at 11 o'clock for lunch. On the second and fourth Mondays, Rocky's is at 190 J Street, J and Oak. Cash only at Rocky's. And if there's a fifth Monday, we go to Calabricella's New York Style Deli at 1386 Buffalo Road. So we have an ongoing breakfast and lunch thing on Mondays. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just checking on that one. I just hadn't heard that one before. I'm an old timer, so I guess I always fit for that. I probably would go to the breakfast. I don't get up that early if I don't have to. I was at the little get-together Saturday, and I found I had a lot more in common with those guys than I did, and so it was very productive for me. So this is KD2IVQ, back to the net.
WR2AHL repeater.
Glad you were able to make it and get up there and be able to meet the folks and have a good time there. That's great. KD2DKB, good evening, Mitch.
This is KD2DKB. I just signed into the net. I just turned it on. Just wanted to say hello to everyone. Hope everybody had a great time at Gannett Hill yesterday, because we weren't able to make it, but that's okay. We took care of a few things around here and took care of a few things today. Did some running around. Able to visit my sister for a little while. Okay, well, we got not much to really report. We do got a major question. I'm looking at NetLogger, and I'm not seeing that this net is logged onto NetLogger.
somebody explain how that exactly works? Am I not using it right, or how am I? Just seem to be a little bit confused here.
K2ZX.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. I was going to defer that to you.
Yeah, Mitch, we only do NetLogger on the HF net on Wednesday on 3826 at 8. We don't do the NetLogger here for the VHF net, okay?
Okay, Roger. Okay.
All right, very good. Yep, on Wednesday will be KA2ISM. Larry does the NetLogger control for the Wednesday HF side. So, alrighty, hope that answers your question. I'll turn it back to Net Control, K2ZX.
Recheck. WB2KAO. Recheck, go ahead.
Can I get somebody to send me tonight's list of check-ins to my email so I can make a log of it?
I've got them written down in Braille here. I really don't have any way of sending them to you, though. I can. I don't know if Joe, you haven't been copying them down, or there wouldn't be any reason for you to, would there?
Nah, there's no. I don't. I only copy down the 2-meter net when I run it. So I'm not even in my main shack here. I'm watching TV in the secondary shack here, watching some b-ball. So, but there you go. Back to Net Control.
Hey, Mitch, how about if you let it go, Mitch, and just concentrate on the net logger for the HF net, all right?
Yeah, Roger.
Okay, I'm at the bottom of the list here, and let's see if we have any more check-ins. This is the RocCityNet, WB2KAO.
WB2KAL. This is K2FX. Good evening, Tim.
NS2J.
ZX6.
WB2KAO. KD2LGX, Larry in Ontario. Oh, very good. Good evening to K2FX. And then we have NS2J and 2ZXX and KA2LGX. I'm sorry, KD2LGX, excuse me. Do we have any further check-ins? You know, I just want to go back up here. I thought I heard my friend Steve Blowers check in earlier. Steve, if you're still listening, would you check in again? I'm forgetting what your call sign is. If you're still with us here.
November 2, Tango Oscar X-ray.
And I got into TOX, and I guess Steve is no longer here. Okay, and I got you, Rick, into TOX. K2FX, good evening. Good evening, Paul.
Yeah, K2FX. Good evening, Tim, and everybody on the RocCityNet tonight. Boy, it's great to have the winds finally die down here. Was able to get the tower back up after, probably about a week being down. Didn't dare take the chance, but nice and quiet here. Good to hear everybody. Just want to remind everybody who's so inclined, if they want to check in tonight, the radio wave net will follow immediately on the 146.655 repeater. We get started about 8:30 tonight, 146.655, with a good topic tonight, the 20th anniversary of the Phoenix Lights. It's pretty fascinating, really. We'll be talking about that tonight. That's all I got, Tim. Back to you. Good job tonight. This is K2FX.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Appreciate that very much. WB2KAO, very good, and sounds like a very interesting topic. Have a good week, sir. Now we have NS2J. Good evening.
Good evening. Name here is Ian. I spell India Alpha November. I'm in Dryden, New York. Let's see, what else was I going to say? This is a new setup for me. I had called into the RocCityNet before. Oh gosh, it's got to be like 4 or 5 months ago. And this time I'm using a different rig and different antenna, and was hoping that I'd be able to hit you and that I'd be intelligible. I guess I don't know how my signal's coming across. You guys are coming in like an express train. So anyway, I hope everybody has fun on the radio, and good to hear everybody tonight. NS2J 73.
Real good, Ian. Real good. NS2J, WB2KAO. We have a beautiful signal into the repeater. And I wonder if you remember a gentleman down there in Dryden, Ed, W2PHQ, Whiskey 2 Papa Hotel, Quebec, W2PHQ. Thinking about my friend Ed. I think he's long, a silent key, but I wonder if you knew him.
No, I'm afraid not. I really didn't get active in the ham community here until 2008, I guess. So unfortunately, I missed the chance to meet with him.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I certainly want to heartily congratulate you. Obviously, you have your extra class license and a nice extra class vanity call. Very, very nice. And 2ZXX, good evening.
Yes, KC2ZXX. Rod in Carrington. It's Romeo Oscar Delta. And just checking in for the numbers, and I got a different radio here, and I don't know if it's set up right or not, but if I can get a little signal report or quality report. Back to you, Tim.
Okay, Rod, real good. Good evening to you. Well, you've got a very good signal RF-wise. The audio is a little bit on the light side. If you were able to bring up the mic gain or whatever, most of these radios now have a mic gain menu where you can increase the mic gain. I guess that would be my thought, that the audio is of very good quality, but it could probably the level could come up a little bit. Over.
Okay, Tim, I'll check that out. This is one of those little cheapy $100 radios. It's not a Bofang, so it's an impressive little job that goes in your car. I forgot what the name of the company is. It goes on a couple of different names. But the menu is extensive, and I got to spend a little more time. So, point taken. I have a couple of other people who said the same thing to me, and I was just checking to make sure.
Okay, Rod, real good. You might check to make sure that the amateur transmit channels are programmed on wide rather than on narrow. I know that is something that comes up quite often with the Baofeng radios. That they're sometimes when people have low audio with those, the amateur transmit frequencies are programmed on narrow rather than on wide. So anyway, we're hearing you. Take care, and all the best there. Have a good week there, and thank you for checking in. KD2LGX, good evening.
Well, good evening, everyone on the net. Let's see. I know we had a windstorm the other week, and I didn't have any power, so I took the battery out of my van so I could get on the radio. So I was radio by candlelight, and I finally put the battery back in my van today. So she's back in there, lights are back on, and I tried working some DX today, but I could hear them, but I couldn't work them. I was surprised. Middle East and Africa, so I don't really have anything good to share there, and I'm glad everyone that went up to the hill there had a good time, and I guess that's about it. I put a couple of radial extensions on my 160-meter inverted L, and it seems to work about the same, so that's about it. KD2LGX, back to net.
Real fine, WB2KAO. Well, it's fun. It's fun playing with antennas, and sounds like you've got some nice real estate. Got yourself an inverted L up for 160, and of course that much antenna you'll be able to attune that on other bands as well. I would think. Really nice day today. I had the dog out for like 3 walks, and boy that sun felt real good. I don't think it got out of the 30s, but I had my spring jacket on. I'll tell you, with that sun, boy did that feel nice today. Good day to be outside playing with antennas. N2TOX, good evening, Rick.
Hey, Tim and the net, N2TOX. I got to play a little HF this weekend. I put up the HF antenna. Had to take it back down at the end of the day today, but it was fun while it lasted. I'm sorry I missed the Gannett Hill there. That sounds like those guys had a ball down there. And I don't know. That's about all I got. So, Tim, thanks for doing the net tonight. WB2KAO and 2TOX.
You're welcome, Rick, and good to hear you. Just wondering quickly, were you able to find a ride for the license class?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, the gentleman before me, Larry, has given me rides every week. KD2LGX is giving me rides. Thank you, Larry, and I guess we'll put a plug into you. We'll see you tomorrow night around 6. So, N2TOX.
Oh, that's great. That's great, Rick. I'm glad that worked out for you. Very good. We have any further check-ins for the RocCityNet, WB2KAO?
WB2KAO. 82 IFF.
WB2KAO. KD2 KRG.
WB2KAO, WB2 Charlie Queen Foxtrot.
It's WB2KAO acknowledging KD2IFF, KD2KRG, and WB2CQF. Do we have any further check-ins?
Recheck. Yeah, Tim, you talked to me earlier. This is Rod, KC2ZXX. You were right, it was on narrow. It's on wide now. Has that improved the modulation?
You're all set, brother.
Thank you very much. That's a good tip. Thanks.
Do we have any further check-ins? Let's pick these up here. KD2IFF, identify friend or foe. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Tim, and good evening, Nat. How's everybody doing tonight? I had a good time up at Gannett Hill yesterday. Dragged some test equipment up there. service monitor and a oscilloscope, and Pete and Larry and Joe, WB2IID, and Dave, is that KD2IZQ maybe? IVQ. They were all showing me some different things on it. That was very helpful. Thanks, guys. Set up my ID 5100 there in the lodge to a little D-Star going and and show that off to a few people. And I didn't even talk on the radio at all the entire time I was in the lodge there. Kind of wandered around talking with everybody and listening and learning and having a good time. So it was a great day. Met a few new faces, and glad to see everybody there. Thanks again, Doug, for putting it together. Thanks, Joe, for doing the Rock City Net and keeping us all together as a group here. And thanks to Repeater Mike for the fine repeater. So, with that said, I'm going to go back to eating my dinner and let the net continue its course. Back to you, Tim, KD2IFF.
WB2KAO, real good, Mike. Excellent. Sounds like it was real good. Boy, you got some capable RF engineers there. I've known Joe, WB2IID, for many years. Joe just retired from Harris, actually, just right before Christmas, and getting a lunch together on Wednesday over at Calabricella's, and I think he'll probably show up over there, so it'd be good to see Joe again. Take care. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. KD2KRG, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Tim, and everybody on the net. This is KD2KRG, Steve down in Bristol. I was able to attend the gathering down at Gannett Hill for a little while. I had to leave early, but it was nice to meet a bunch of the guys. I didn't actually even get to meet everybody. It was a little dicey getting up there. It was snowing pretty good. But it was a lot of fun. And like I said, I was sorry I had to leave a little early, but I'll definitely be there next time. Otherwise, I got some good CW contacts in today. Still working on trying to learn that mode, but I had a good time with it today. And I guess that's it. Back to the net.
WB2KAO, very good, Steve, and congratulations on that and learning that. You'll really enjoy that, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with embracing the technology that's available to you, and just enjoying that. When you can copy in your head, though, that's when it's really a lot of fun, and it's actually the translation of one language into another. Don't make it harder than it needs to be, Steve. The QSO format is a format. That's exactly what it is. You know what's going to come. You know, the RST, the guy's QTH, hell, you can look him up on QRZ, and then you can hear him send it, whatever, in his name. And the next transmission, he or she's going to tell you what kind of rig they're running, what the weather is, how old they are, and how long they've been a ham. And unless you know this person, or you have a regular sched with this person, that's pretty much the way it's going to play out. So I always tell people, don't make this any harder than it needs to be, Steve.
Actually, that's great advice, and that's exactly what I have found. I've been using a training tool called Ham Morse as I drive back and forth to work that plays out different QSOs, and I've been... Of course, as you're driving, you're copying in your head anyway. So I am pecking away at that. I'm still not very good at it. I'm only about 6 months into it, but that's great advice, and that's exactly what's going on.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, you have fun with it. You have fun with it. This is a hobby, and it's meant to be fun, not to be frustrating. So have fun with it. And it sounds like you are. WB2CQF. Sir, is that an original WN2 and WB2 issue of that call from like 1962?
Yeah, it sure is. I guess the name is Tim. Name here is Andy, WB2CQF. And it was an original WN2CQF, 1962. How about yours? I kind of like that nostalgia, this stuff today. I don't know, what do they call it, vanity? Well, I've been off of ham radio for many years. I think the last time, well, I don't know, it's several decades. And now I've inherited some equipment recently. I've been on the net a couple times, and it's fun, but I'm so busy with other things. Of course, this winter's been boring.
Oh, the word bored doesn't exist in the English language, because whatever you're doing, it's all good. Andy, good evening and welcome back. Welcome back to our wonderful hobby. Yes, WN2KAO 1963 and WB2KAO in 64. So, very, very good. Nice to meet you, Andy, and thanks for checking into the net. We're here every Sunday at 7:30, and don't forget the 75-meter version of the RocCityNet, which is on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. I think there's a bunch of folks that are even on quite a bit before 8 o'clock on 3826. On 3826, plus or minus QRM. Okay, I'm at the bottom of my list again. Let me see if we have any further check-ins for the net. WB2KAO.
Timmy, this is K2 at K2LOL. You copy?
Yeah, I do, Pete. Go ahead.
Leaving the Port of Rochester Maritime Mobile with the Border Patrol going up to Watertown. So I just want to check in and check out at the same time. And I've been copying you guys. Have a great time, and I just want to say have a great evening here, and I'll talk to you on a rebound.
Yeah, beautiful, Pete. Sounds great. Well, you enjoy your voyage there. Nice to hear you. I haven't had a chance to chat with you in a while. You enjoy, and health and happiness to you. Do we have any further check-ins for the net, please? Well, this is going to time out around 8:30. I want to thank everybody for checking in with me. I was very much looking forward to this and really enjoyed it. I want to thank Mike, W2HYP, and Jim, W2COP, for the use of the 14511 system this evening. And we're going to return WR2AHL repeater to general amateur use. Health and happiness to you all. Have a good evening, and it's been my pleasure. WB2KAO. Good night.